coming to you through video again. Some of you might just be taking in church this way right now, but some of us have gone back in person. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday. He's still doing online church, but he said that what he really misses is hearing the voices, the people around him singing. It's just not the same when you don't have that. And I completely agree. My church started meeting together in person, but we're all wearing masks, and so the singing's muffled, but you can still hear it. There's something about doing things together, about knowing that there's other people in it with us. And so this week, the Bible in 40 words, our word is purpose, and we're reading the story of Esther. It's a good week. It's a short book. You can read it all in one sitting, and I encourage you to do that. Because originally, and even now, this book is read on the Jewish festival of Purim, read all the way through. And so much of the Bible was written in that way to be read aloud all the way through. And so if you can read it all at once, you might really feel the power of that story of the orphan girl who became a queen and got to touch the king's scepter and come into his presence. And if you're wondering, Stella has a scepter. Yes, I do. Isn't it lovely? It used to be a piece of dead yard art, and now it's my scepter. This story is just such a great story. I can't wait to bring it to life when I preach on Sunday. And so I can't wait for you to read it and hear what you think about it. This book has been maybe a little controversial in history because it doesn't mention God. Doesn't really mention prayer or following the law. It's a story of a woman who has to survive, a people who have to survive when they're living as aliens, as outcasts in the land of Susa. And so even though it doesn't mention God specifically, God's hand is all over this book. And so as you read it, I want you to pay attention to coincidences. This book is full of coincidences. But for those of us who are people of faith, we know that coincidences are just God at work. So read this story of heroism, this story that serves as an example of living faithfully in a foreign land. And think about purpose. Think about Esther's purpose. But more than anything else, pay attention to God's purposes, because that's really what's at work here. And so I pray that this week you'd find joy in reading the Book of Esther and thinking of that word.